It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join News Director Paul David and News Editor Philip Catafamo as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics in Yavapai County that affect all our lives. And now here's today's Countywide.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Countywide. I'm Paul David. As always, it is great to have you with us today. Joining us on the phone in studio is Marilyn Huffman from the Better Business Bureau. Hello, Marilyn.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
How are you holding up with the COVID-19?
I am doing okay. I cannot complain. I am healthy and doing our best to help others that are unfortunately in a tougher position because of this virus and everything that it has brought our way.
It has been pretty amazing to watch how fast it went from being in one spot of the world to around the world in so quick a time. And yeah, so Marilyn's here today because we have had some scams turn up revolving around whether you call it the new coronavirus or you call it COVID-19. There are scams that have popped up, and we wanted to talk to you about those today and give you some more information and to make sure you don't fall victim to that and know if you do want to help people out, like Marilyn just mentioned, that you're sending your funds in the right direction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's unfortunate, but whenever there is any kind of tragedy, any type of crisis going on, we tend to see scams just kind of skyrocket. It's as if they sit around and wait. And as soon as something like that happens, then it's easier to prey on people's fear.
I think you and I have talked about
that is definitely something they do.
I think you and I have talked about that before too, where they've got like their setup of, okay, this is the script we use if it's a hurricane. This is the one we use for earthquakes. This is the one we use for wildfires, and this is how we tap into it. So of course they've got one now, apparently for the pandemics, because I actually got one, Marilyn, this morning when I walked in. I had an email from a scammer. Do you want to know about it?
Yes.
And what this scammer is, the email that the first thing it did was stand out to me is I don't know who Lily Zhang is. She says she's from China. Okay, but it's from Lily Zhang, and it's about PPE supplies, the personal protection, the gowns, the gloves, the masks, everything that everybody wants and the emergency personnel want. But the email, when you open it, and I probably shouldn't have opened it, but I wanted it for today's show, because when you open those, sometimes they're dangerous to do that as well. But it says, "Hi, dear." That's how it introduces itself. "Hi, dear. How are you? Here is the disposable protective facial masks you need." And it's got a list of different kinds of masks and the prices, delivery within 24 hours, free shipping to most countries and regions except OEM and large quantity. Then as you kind of look at it, you can see these misspelled words, incomplete sentences, just odd things. At the very end, it says, "Best regards, Lily Zhang," and it was instructed that I was supposed to reply to the email and say, "Yeah, send me a bunch of these different things," which of course is a scam, and now they've got you on the hook. That's only one that I've seen so far. But they're out there.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. We've had them reported, and it's not just towards consumers. It's also towards businesses. We've had businesses that have had their email hacked. We've had businesses that have reported they received word from the Small Business Administration saying that they were going to receive money to help them through this tough time. We've already seen fake checks out there because of the talk of giving everyone a certain amount of money to help them get through this tough time. And the Small Business Administration has definitely put out there that they are going to be helping during this period of time, but it is not proper or right to expect that they are going to reach out to you. You reach out to them. If you are a business in need at this time, then it's best for you to contact them. If you are being contacted by them and being offered something, that is most likely a scam.
Now, most of these scams, when they come to us too, they're going to look like this one I had this morning. It's just oddly typed and it looks really weird. But there are some out there that are really clever, and it looks like the real deal when you see it and open it.
And that's exactly why this was a little frightening for that business. I mean, it's already a tough time. And if you're a small business trying to survive something like this where you've had to close your doors, you don't have any income coming in, and then you get something that looks so real. I mean, it had the actual logo of the Small Business Administration. It's very scary out there. And at the same time, it's not, if you are prepared and if you are just willing to stay calm, take a deep breath, and like you just said, beware of all of the emotional appeals that are going to be out there. They'll do it to a regular consumer, and they will try to take advantage of businesses also during this period of time because they know that they can play off of that fear, and they're going to use it to their advantage. Don't let them.
The worst of the worst come out when these things happen. People.
And the best of the best.
That is true. That is very true.
And that is something that I feel is so important for us to focus on and to help us get through this period of time are those good stories where, I have a friend here locally, went to pay his rent this month, and his landlord, who knows he's not working because the industry that he's in is completely closed down, said no rent this month to pay. We'll talk next month. And we'll see, who knows? But there are good things all around us that are happening, people stepping up and really, helping their fellow man, helping their neighbors while social distancing. That's okay. But you're right. It's the worst of the worst and the best of the best. So I guess it's in a weird way, you're thankful for it because you can see that there's still good out there. But I also see the other side of that where I see people being taken advantage of, unfortunately, and falling. They're easy prey when they fall for an emotional appeal.
And we want that to stop happening, too. I mean, we see it. It's not just during these crises either. Once this is over and done, it's going to go back to your typical stuff. Prescott Valley Police put out a press release, I want to say earlier this week it was. I've got it in front of me. Different types of scams that are going on where even the old warrant scam, or we've got one of your loved ones in jail. You need to send us this money to get them out of jail. But now what they're doing is, and I guess they've been doing it now for a little while, but they actually are able to grab a Prescott Valley Police Department phone number so that on your phone it comes up as Prescott Valley Police. And it's happened in Cotton. I think it's happened with every agency in Yavapai County. But it looks like you're getting
Absolutely.
a legitimate call. And then they know an officer's name or a detective's name at the agency because they looked it up or whatever they did to get it, and they make it look like it's real. I think right now during this COVID-19 thing, we really have to double check, and triple check what it is we're looking at before we start pushing buttons and making phone calls and donating and everything.
I do think that sometimes things like this occur to make us smarter, and you are absolutely right. It's an educational opportunity for yourself and for others around you because they're not going to be reaching out to you for something like that. And if they are, that's just a big, huge red flag flying in your face. Pay attention to it and ignore that. Hang up the phone, don't open up the email, delete it, things that you can do to protect yourself. And then if you want to reach out to your local authorities and find out what's going on, you can, because you're absolutely right. They can make any phone number come up on a caller ID. You can go online right now if you want to and look up all of the staff at the local police stations, at the sheriff's office, at the BBB campus. If you go online, you will see all of executive leadership. We're all listed right there with our bios and our pictures. So it can be very easy to impersonate in this day and age where information is at everyone's fingertips. And this is why it's so important to protect yourself and not fall for that kind of stuff and to do your research before you give. I understand we want to give back. We've already had businesses that have called us that are, they're going to fare okay during this crisis, and they want to help out those businesses that are not. And they asked us, how can we donate? You can go online right now to BBB's Wise Giving Alliance, which is just give.org, and you can find currently right now a list of 50-plus accredited charities that are helping out during this crisis, that are offering assistance and that are ethical. They have signed up to uphold the 8 standards of trust with the BBB, and they are there and available to help you, the public. And they've been vetted, so that's a good thing.
All right, let's take our first break. Better Business Bureau's Marilyn Huffman's in studio today. Their website is bbb.org. Okay, stick around. Countywide will be back in just a couple minutes.
From inspiration to installation.
If you need help with your decorating plan, call the pros at the Picture Window. We are your #1 source for top quality blinds, shades, shutters, and flooring. We've been in business here for 41 years, and our delightful sales staff has decades of experience. We're the locally awarded Best of the Best in both Sedona and the Verde Valley.
Don't pass up a free estimate on your project. Call the Picture Window now.
Paul Stanley here with Stanley Steel Structures. We offer shade structures that provide style, value, and performance. Our Equinox louvered roof opens and closes to give you the ultimate patio experience. We also offer Alumawood shade covers that looks like wood but lasts like steel and never needs painting or maintenance. Visit us at StanleySteelStructures.com. Contact us today and be covered tomorrow. Stanley Steel Structures. Let us add some space to your place.
Been hearing about the crazy benefits of CBD? Find out how CBD can help you at Sedona's #1 resource, CBD Sedona. Come in for a free consultation and let our trained medical staff help you find the perfect product for you. Pain-relieving salves, full-spectrum oils, honeys, teas, cookies, and even CBD for pets. Ready to feel fantastic? Come on by CBD Sedona today.
Turning your real estate dreams and goals into reality, I'm Claudel Johnson with Berkshire Hathaway Homeservices. For more than 7 years, I've helped both real estate buyers and sellers put me and my team's extensive knowledge of the Sedona and Verde Valley area to work for you. Come see a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home with a 2-car garage. 110 Sagebrush Way in the wonderful Cottonwood Ranch subdivision is recently remodeled and waiting for you. Call us today and turn your real estate goals into reality. Claudel Johnson at Berkshire Hathaway Homeservices of Arizona.
Welcome back to Countywide. I'm Paul David. Better Business Bureau's Marilyn Huffman is in studio today. The website is bbb.org. Good website to go to if you need information about businesses in general. We're talking about scams for COVID-19, and we've kind of hit on a few. But there's a lot more out there, Marilyn, you've been telling me about between breaks here.
Yes, absolutely. So one of the biggest ones that we are seeing kind of an uptick in, and it has been the most reported scam on BBB Scam Tracker, is employment scams. And when you're going through something like this, and a lot of people have been laid off in just the last couple of weeks, it can be very, very easy to fall for an employment scam because you are already kind of in a state of desperation. You are already looking for work. And so when you see something that comes up on a work website like the careerbuilders.coms that are out there, the jobbing.coms, monster.com, things like that, you know, it can be really tempting to want to respond or answer one of those inquiries. And to be completely honest, if they're not offering you an interview at a brick and mortar location, if they are asking you for any kind of personal information on your application, it is absolutely against the law for them to do that. They are not allowed to ask for your Social Security number. And a lot of times they'll tell you that they're looking for that information because you've been hired and they need that information to be able to pay you and for tax purposes. Well, if you haven't had a brick and mortar interview, if you haven't shook someone's hand, you know, if you're not aware of what this company is and have not been able to research them, I would absolutely avoid giving them any of your personal information.
Exactly. I was just thinking now, my daughter had mentioned a week ago, she's unemployed right now. She's a masseuse, so there is just, of course, none of that going on right now at the spa she works at. And she mentioned she got an email, oh, we understand you're unemployed, you know, blah, 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 blah. We can help you with this, 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 and this. And she happened to call us before she did anything with it. But she was thinking about going into that site and then, you know, yeah, sure, I could use some help, and I'm unemployed and this and that. And it's like, my wife was like, no, don't do that. That is definitely going to be a scam. So they're all over the place. They're trying to get us from all different directions. They
really will. They will hit the individual. They'll hit the business. it's what they do.
So be careful. Check your dots, dotted I's, cross the T's. I don't think I said that right at all. But anyways, you know what I'm saying is just make sure you check everything really well before you jump into it. Something else I want to hit really fast, too, is the price gouging. Has there been any problems with price gouging in the state?
Absolutely. In fact, we are getting ready to put out information regarding that this week or later this week, because it is true. The relationship between businesses and consumers is even more important during situations like this, during a pandemic, during some kind of crisis. And it is true. Businesses, it is very critical for them to not only is it illegal, but it does not leave a good impression with any of your consumers. It does not feel trustworthy. And they are going to talk about it. It's something that a consumer will never forget if they feel like they've been taken advantage of. Even if it's a corner market and it's a place that you go all the time to get your coffee in the morning on the way to work, but you happen to pop in there during a period of time like this, and, I'm going to mention it, but the toilet paper is $8 for, 2 rolls or something ridiculous like that. I mean, these are the kind of things that they will never forget, and that can really, really harm what should be a trustworthy relationship in the marketplace between businesses and consumers. We have definitely had scammers that are contacting consumers through phishing emails that solicit products claiming to cure COVID-19 at the expense of the consumer's personal or financial information. And, there's unfortunately people out there who are scared enough to buy into stuff like this.
Are you serious?
It's kind of like
they're holding people for ransom pretty much? Hey, if you want this COVID-19 cure, you better tell me this, and this, and I'll give it to you? Is that what you're saying?
Do. Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
They will prey on fear like that, and it's unfortunate. And these are people who probably don't even have the virus. It's still it's just unfortunate that they are even doing something like this and trying to prey on that fear and create that sense of urgency, and that pressures people to act without doing their research. So make sure that you are being smart and that you are a smart consumer. Only make purchases through a reputable website that maybe you've used before, a company that you recognize. Do not share your personal information. Make sure that the store that you're buying from has a physical address and a working phone number. Even Amazon.com has a physical corporate location. So these are the kind of things that you can check on BBB.org. You can compare prices. Obviously, that is still available for you. You can do a lot of research online. You can also contact people like us, people like your local chambers. There are a lot of places out there who are offering assistance right now. I know AARP is doing a huge push with the elderly population that has obviously been very affected by this. And then you can file a complaint. You can report it. So if a company does price gouge, we want to know, because that is definitely not one of the 8 standards of BBB's standards of trust. And I will tell you this right now, too, the state attorney general is very interested in knowing what kind of businesses are going to do something like that during a period of time like this.
I know Brnovich actually put out a press release. It's the last 2 weeks have been kind of a blur for me right now, but I want to say it was towards the end of last week or early this week. Our attorney general did put something out that said, hey, we hear that price gouging is taking place. We're getting complaints right now. We're going to look into all of them, and we're going to crack down on this.
Yes, they will. And they truly will. They really will. So this is why sometimes you feel like you're tattling on someone.
Right.
And I always tell people, consumer business, if you are being taken advantage of, it's actually, I think, brave of you to report something like that. You are not tattling. You are letting people know that there is something unfair or untoward that is happening. And so you're just giving people the chance to look into it. Now, if it's legitimately not occurring, then that's okay. It's going to go away. If there's nothing wrong and everything checks out, then no harm, no foul. But in a lot of these situations, there really is a reason why your gut is telling you this is not okay. And I know it sounds silly, but I say it all the time. Trust your gut. You know, I mean, it's there for a reason.
Yeah.
So if it's giving you little warning signals, then you may want to just take a step back and take a deep breath and go, which is why I'm glad that your daughter called you and contacted the station to find out before she was taken advantage of unfairly. That's another thing. Colleges, of course, a lot of them have closed down. A lot of them are offering, all of their classes online now. Campuses are not open and available to the students, so they're also a little early in the year looking for jobs. And there are jobs out there, but you need to go to a legitimate source like us, the Better Business Bureau. You can contact your local chambers. There are places that you can go. Even here in Yavapai County, you can contact the County Contractors Association, and Sandy Griffiths will help you know who is out there, who is on the up and up, and who is legitimately hiring, because there are places that are still working. And, of course, with tragedies such as this, there comes innovation and there comes creativity, and you are going to see a new type of business maybe pop up, or new types of entrepreneurs are going to be out there hitting the pavements and creating new things. And creating new things, creating new businesses means there will be new jobs available, but you want to go to a reputable source before you give out your personal information.
All right, let's take our next break. Better Business Bureau's Marilyn Huffman in studio today. The website is bbb.org. Stick around, Countywide back in just a couple minutes.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle. Get Gettles.
Hi, this is Greg at Verde Solar Power. You know, Arizona has lots of clean, renewable sunshine, and we want to help you take advantage of it with our quality solar installations, and we offer to beat any written offer on a residential solar electric system. So bring us your electric bill and let us show you how solar power will save you money. We're located conveniently here in the Verde Valley and are dedicated to helping the valley go solar. So remember, the energy solution comes up every morning.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born, and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Orkin has pest control down to a science.
When your business chooses Orkin's Precision Protection Program, you get a tailored pest control program for your specific industry and environment.
Your business can benefit from over a century of experience, training, and scientific knowledge that define the Orkin man.
Maximum protection, minimum exposure, backed by one of the industry's most comprehensive guarantees.
Choose your locally owned and operated Northern Arizona Orkin and get more than an exterminator. Get an expert.
Welcome back. Better Business Bureau's Marilyn Huffman in studio with us today, bbb.org. I guess you're really not in studio. I'm just so accustomed to saying that it just slips out. But all countywide programs right now are being done over the phone and in more of a timely manner as to what's actually taking place in our area right now with COVID-19. The governor announced the ArizonaTogether.org site and I believe that is to help out all kinds of different, I would say, businesses, charities, people, and so on. Mm-hmm. Do you know much about the Arizona Together? Okay.
Yes, so that is a place that you can go, just as you can go to give.org with the Better Business Bureau's Wise Giving Alliance and find out those charities that are out there that are collecting information, helping people, offering financial assistance. United Way is doing a lot in the area to help people that maybe can't afford to pay bills, that need groceries, things like that. There are food banks out there collecting food, working together. And then online, there are crowdfunding campaigns. We hear about it all the time with people doing GoFundMe accounts or other types of online crowdfunding sites that are out there. And crowdfunding campaigns, they help raise money for all of the people who've been affected by this. And they support everything from, like school lunch programs to people who are out of work in the retail or the hospitality industries. It's a good cause, but con artists also use crowdfunding platforms to deceive people who want to donate, and they'll steal money and use it for personal use. So you want to make sure you're giving to individuals or organizations that you know personally. Give locally. That's why the site that the governor created is so important, because that money, is going to be sourced here in Arizona. It's not going to go to another state. It's not going to go to a scammer. So that's a good thing to pay attention to. Please note that if you're on a crowdfunding site, not all of them have the same rules. You want to make sure that they are being transparent about their policies, their privacy policies. So in other words, if you give your personal information, is that going to be sold or given to another company? You want to make sure that if you're donating and you are looking to have that donation be tax deductible, is it tax deductible? Not all charities are tax deductible. So you want to make sure that you are looking into something like that if you are giving especially large sums of money. That's why I said if you give to individuals or organizations that I happen to have a lot of musician friends in the area who've been seriously affected by this. That's their income. And so they're doing a lot of Facebook Live type concerts, and they have their own personal crowdfunding pages up for people to be able to give them tips and to be able to help them out financially during a period of time like this. So if you know someone, that's a different story. And if you're familiar with the local charity, give to them. Once again, please be aware of emotional appeals and images. Scammers like to tell overly dramatic tales. They tend to post pictures that are kind of heart-wrenching, and they make claims that they need the money right now. And it's definitely an emotional appeal. They're just trying to get you to give to something that may not be legitimate. So be very careful out there. And if you can, once again, support local. It's the best way to go.
Yep. ArizonaTogether.org. We're out of time. We are out of time. Marilyn, thank you so much for jumping on the show with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Better Business Bureau's Marilyn Huffman, BBB.org. The charitable site we talked about that the governor put together is ArizonaTogether.org. You're guaranteed, if you want to make some donations, if you go there, you're probably going to find some way that you can help. That's today's Countywide. As always, thank you so much for listening, and we will talk to you again next time.